I'm amazed that you were able to show up for this call, given what you told me happened. Was there a reservation about showing up? Were you like, how am I going to do that? Like, can you tell me what, like, how you got it? Maybe it's not much to get it together, but can you just tell me a little bit behind your decision to come today?
Honestly, I ended up forgetting about it.
Yeah, I could
Um,
imagine.
yeah, in between everything. Um, but then I know this is important. It's important for me. If I make a commitment, I hold up to it. That's just who I am. That was the first part. The second part was just something in me told me that just be courageous. Yeah, that's also a massive part of my personality, and everybody around me tells me that you are brave. That's something that my parents and my husband, my friends have instilled in me that it takes a lot to still be here, be standing, and get back to your routine and get back up on your feet. It takes guts. So yeah, I think it was just that as well, that I know I have the courage to do this.
I mean, I will say, like, just in response to that, I'm a personally, especially given my own history, a fan of showing up for myself. For like, I hold myself to that because I've had a history of also not showing up. So it's a marker to me of, it's sort of a
Yeah.
rail for me. So I really
Yeah.
do get that, and I appreciate that, and I think it's not a bad thing to stand
It's
by.
cancel
Um,
a lot of things, trust me.
yeah, do you still do
Especially
that,
social
or
gathering.
do you still do
Yeah.
that or not? No. So, but my only, oh, you were thinking about that for a sec. Do you still cancel or
There are
not?
times I do. There are times I do. I won't
But I,
say,
what I was gonna say is, I think there's moments when it is okay. Like I don't, with this one, for example. I mean, maybe a therapist would say, you don't want to reinforce the suicidality by not showing up or whatever. So it might be actually better for you psychologically to show up because it doesn't reinforce that behavior. And then
yeah,
there's the flip side of like, do you load yourself down with too much stuff
yeah.
when you're already stressed? So it's an either or. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
know what's right.
it's a choice. So yeah, for me it was more about the former, not the latter.
Yeah, not
So
reinforcing.
yeah, don't
Yeah,
don't reinforce it and just show up and hold up to that. Also because I know like 2 3 days before the whole suicidal episode, I canceled a lot of things. I didn't go for a poetry reading. There was a gig that I was supposed to attend with my friends, which I didn't show up for. There were a bunch of friends from college I was supposed to meet. I didn't show up for that either. So yeah, I know that for 2 3 days I have done that.
mhm,
So might as well, start showing up now for
right.
commitment like this, or even my work schedule, or meeting my friends, or doing the things that I'm supposed to do,
Got it.
which are healthy for me.
Right.
So
So sort of taking an agnostic approach to showing up, kind of like it's going to be this is going to be a little harder, this is going to be a little easier. But if I start divvying it up,
yeah,
I'm starting to bargain with showing up.
yeah.
So I'm not going to bargain, I guess. Or so I'm just thinking about how I would be like, it could be crazy making to do that too. You'd be like, well, no, this will
Yeah.
set me off this way. This will set me off this way. I'm going to treat myself with kid gloves just in case. And then before you know it, like your brain is exploding with making that decision. Lastly, because we have like 2 minutes before I have to go for this other Zoom. How did you feel about this? Like, given where you're at, just how am I leaving you right now? I mean, how are you feeling right now?
Much better, honestly speaking. Way, way, way better. Um, I think besides my therapist and my, you know, dad, you're the third person who I've spoken to who understands, funnily enough.
Hmm.
And I mean, I've received a lot of judgment. There's been judgment, like you shouldn't have done this. This was a drastic step to take. There's been also the ones who have been like, whatever happened, happened, you need to move on. So these are the two narratives that I've been getting all the time.
Hmm.
Besides, obviously, my therapist who was, like, you know, I know what you've been through, and I'm not saying it was okay or it was not okay. That's for you to figure, and I'm here to help you no matter what happens. And I mean, I love what she said. She was like, I see you. And I think that's all that you need to hear right now. So, yeah, just being seen, being heard. I think that was very important right now, more than anything. I know I need to move on. I know I will eventually move on. It's a process.